It's a sandbox. It's a soapbox. It's Bandbox. Welcome to the Real Study with your hosts, MrSniDBitS.
Because I do think the movie's good. I think the lighting is struggles. I think the cinematography is okay.
BlackGirlMarvel.
Follow us on everything, because we will find you.
All the movie things.
So many young filmmakers and indie filmmakers took it and just went with it, and it became this thing.
JeannineDaBean.
So that's what the story is, and then the film goes about answering that question for you.
And me, the Real Study movie voice guy.
I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to try it.
Produced by Hyena. Let's go to the poster wall.
Hello and welcome to The Real Study. My name is MrSniDBitS, and as always with me I've got BlackGirlMarvel, JeannineDaBean, and all the movie things. And we are on week 2 of the horror month we're going to be doing. So now we're going to get on to demons and poltergeists, literally with The Exorcist and Poltergeist from 1982. And we will be discussing Sinners coming up very soon, so that should be a fun episode. But before we do that, we're going to move over to the main wall and we're going to hear from Lala about social media.
Hello, my people. As always, we love that you join us here on YouTube. We also want you to join us on all the social medias that we are on. So that's Instagram, Blue Sky, obviously here, YouTube, TikTok, all the fun places. We want you to join us. We want you to be there. We want you to engage with us, because what is this without a little engagement? And as always, we are on all the podcast platforms, pardon me. So we're on the Spotify, the Googles, the Anchors, the Podcast Republics, all the ones you can think of. The Real Study is on there. So make sure if you miss a show live, you can go pick up either on YouTube and watch it live, or if you're in the car, we don't want you to be watching us while you're in the car. So you absolutely need to get on the podcast so you can listen to us on the podcast. We're just as funny just as funny just hearing us as it is seeing us. So be safe in all corridors. So make sure you follow us on all social media. Make sure you follow us on our separate social media. That'll be on everything as well. And join us on Discord as well. So, you can come and talk to us. You can say, hey, you guys should watch this. You watch The Exorcist? Maybe you should watch The Exorcist too. No one said. But True. Maybe he might do it. We do have veto power, but we rarely use it. We watch The Room, people. Our veto is very in the ground. So, join us on
That was my only veto.
Follow us on everything. He still lost. Join us on everything. Follow us on everything. And we would love to have you be a real student today. And back to you, MrSniDBitS.
I thank you so much for that, La. We have some news and we have some movies people watch, although I watched a TV show, but I don't think anybody's going to get upset with me about talking about it. But I still want to check in and see how you guys are doing. La, how has the last week been? Have you enjoyed your week?
My week wasn't too bad. I wish it was a little bit longer. 2 days ain't cutting it for me. But overall, nothing to complain about. So yeah. Good.
I love it. Brian, how you doing this week?
Good. Doing good.
I love the little skeleton over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I try to change. That's Glenn.
Glenn.
Pardon me.
I try to change him up each time into a different.
Folded.
Yeah, exactly. He's just
I like that.
Judging me the whole time.
Yeah.
Just staring you right in the back of the head. How you doing, Janine?
Doing good. A nice weekend away with friends. So
nice. At the Godfrey.
Not the Godfrey.
It looks like everybody but me and Brian has new hair, and I love it, which is good.
Yes.
Well, we can get you guys started. Get you guys started with a nice couple.
Right?
Look at some food.
I look better without hair.
I do
honestly, I don't think I could imagine you guys.
I know, right?
I have seen
such a pain.
Really weird.
Hair. I've seen somebody with hair, and it was like, that's a different human.
This is weird. I don't know who this person is.
Yeah. So, but I do want to see Brian with hair, though.
I would love
He's
to.
No, you don't.
Maybe one of these days we'll get him to show us one. We'll see.
I feel like if you go bald, because if you have the head to go bald, and
go for it.
That was the thing. I was just lucky.
I know. Like if I knew what his head looked like under here, I would just go for it.
Yeah.
You could have like a weird like bulge or like a. It could be
I feel like I have a blockhead, so I don't want to.
I the best I can do is a mohawk. Okay, the best I can do is a mohawk.
Okay, Storm. Okay.
Come on.
Love it.
Come on. But I do get hit on by women a lot when I have a mohawk, so I just
Funny.
Is that a bad thing? I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just not my preference to get hit on by
Right.
I would like for men to
getting hit on is getting hit on. You know?
The mohawk
no matter what, right?
They're like,
oh, gotten hit on by plenty of guys and some drag queens, so
it feels good though.
I'll take it.
Right?
Yeah.
It's nice.
Right?
Okay.
I'm not knocking it at all. I was just like, I would like some guys to say hello, every now and again.
So we do have a little news. I mean, there's always a lot of news, but we're a little selective here. We don't like too much depressing news, so we have a little of that tonight. But we also have some interesting news, and we'll get to that right away.
Now it's time for the real news.
So there are rumors about, not even rumors, Sigourney's even said this herself, that she will be, looking at a script for a sequel to Aliens. And I was curious what the panel thinks of this and where you guys land on her coming back after all this time. You guys have any thoughts on this?
I'm good if she's good. That's where I'm at.
If the material is good and it warrants her coming back in a way that makes sense, then yeah, I think she said she read like 50 pages of something that really interested her. So yeah.
All right. How about you, Brian?
I don't know. I'm still scarred from Alien.
The Last Return.
Exactly. Like I'm like
so Resurrection wasn't your bag?
Resurrection was not my bag. No. For me that's probably the worst one.
Yeah.
But, although I love Sigourney, and of course, how can you not love Ripley? But I don't know. I feel like we've said all we could say with the Ripley
that character. Yeah, that's why I'm like, it would have to make sense. Like,
exactly. Yeah, no, I agree.
It shouldn't be this kind of cameo fun comeback. It should be.
Yeah.
Well, her signing on to me says something about that. It says maybe because she's seen other scripts in the past, and the one that Blomkamp did, she was interested in.
Oh, totally.
So maybe this is a spin on that or something. To me, maybe they'll go the way they did with Wayland Corporation, where they had Lance Henriksen play the owner, the creator of Wayland, but he was also so like maybe they could play on that somehow. Maybe she's like something. I don't know.
Sci-fi film. I would think that let's broaden our minds a little bit. Like I feel like one, like Smitty said, if she decides to come back, it's because she read something that she felt like was worthy of her to come back. I don't think this is a franchise she loves. I don't think this is something she's just going to be like, I'll do anything. Like I don't think she's going something with that. But
but again, I present you Alien Resurrection
or Alien 3 for that matter, Brian.
But here's the thing,
though. They'd agree to do.
I don't know. I like Alien 3.
You like 3?
Yeah. I liked Alien Resurrection. Like that didn't bother me because I like I just like the creativity of being like, in these different films where it's like, okay, she's cloned. They've got her DNA, so it's not really her, but it is like a portion
version of her.
You know what I mean? So it's like I like little thoughts like that. So like you can think of a way to bring her back. You can. I'm pretty sure her DNA is everywhere now, like spread across everything.
I'm sure the corporation owns it.
Right?
Absolutely, right? Absolutely.
But again, like I think they've done the clone thing. I could see them making her a synthetic or something like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like do something fun if you're gonna bring her back in some type of way, because it'll never be risky, but it'll be
exactly. Or like with like what we saw in Alien Earth. I mean, there's the whole hybrid concept, like maybe like a clone or like something like her consciousness or something like that is put into a hybrid or a hybrid body, and who knows?
I mean, she was kind of a hybrid. She was like the mother. She was like a human / alien in that one movie with the
but a hybrid as far as Alien Earth goes, it's it's basically a synthetic with consciousness.
Okay. I haven't watched that yet, so okay, got you.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta see it. That's good.
Okay,
it's on my list too. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
One of these days soon. There's too much to watch.
Too much stuff, and I'm gonna say that for the rest of my life because it'll never change.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, actually, this is going to sound ridiculous, but I tried calculating the kind of rough shot of the number of movies that I've seen compared to what exists, like, or has existed,
I know, I tried to
and
put
it's
that
less
too,
than 0.5% or something. It's like even less than that. It's really low. It's like 0.1% of films.
For how many movies
I'm a
we've
cinephile.
watched,
Like,
dude.
I watch
Exactly.
a ton of
Yeah,
movies,
yeah,
right?
Oh,
So, like, that's where I'm like, wait a minute, and then people are
Yeah.
like, spoilers. I'm like, well, that's true for most media. You're going to you could have it spoiled for you if you can't get to it, which you can't. You cannot.
Which that kind of isn't like a spoiler. Like that's the
Yeah,
thing
no.
right away.
I didn't mean it like
Oh
that.
yeah,
They
absolutely.
talk about it. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just gonna be
It
some
just
people
made
like,
me
you know,
think
at
of
the
that.
finale, this
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
okay, like just real
No.
quick, a little segue, but it's not a segue at the same time. It's like along these lines. Wizards, like the Wizards of Waverly Place,
The Beyond.
the Beyond, like with their kids and all that kind of stuff. Supposedly, like Selena Gomez's character died. Alex Russo's character died, and the episode has not come out yet. It's all over social media that this character has died, and people are livid.
What?
No,
Oh yeah.
That's
the episode
awful.
hasn't even come out yet, and y'all are.
And I'm not upset because I'm not watching that. But
Yeah.
still, like,
same. I'm like,
damn.
But it's like
yeah.
I might because I love Wizards of Waverly Place, but
Yeah,
but,
fair.
But it's one of those things where it's like, why would you
Totally.
Put that out there? Yeah.
Mhm.
when the episode hasn't even dropped yet, and people are like,
Because the need to be first in the media sphere,
Yeah.
whether it be influencer or
Yeah.
media, still exists and is worse than ever. It's like, I was the first to say it. Nobody cares that you were the first to say it. No one.
actually, we care more because like we want to murder you now because why would
Yeah, you were the first to start this trend that nobody wanted to hear about.
that nobody wanted to hear about.
So, yeah. All right. So maybe the Real Study's excited about this. Maybe not. We'll see.
I mean,
we'll see how this pans out.
I mean, I'm gonna see it. Like, it's an alien movie. Like,
with Sigourney. Like, we'll give it a shot.
No, thanks.
Right.
But we will judge it accordingly.
But we would hope
Yes.
that
Yeah.
it's something warranted and not just some like flash in the
Right.
pan, like comeback thing.
Or she's like,
agreed.
Voice in it or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this leads us to other news, and that is that we lost another great. This year has been really, really hard on us for losing greats. We lost Diane Keaton this weekend. And I know everybody's beat up about it. Both my mom and my stepmom are undoubtedly, beat up about it. This is a woman they grew along with, to be an icon of their generation. My mom even takes you can see she dresses very similar and you can feel that. And then my wife is of course distraught. And I know the rest of you are as well. Like this has been difficult. I thought about making an in memoriam, but everybody did. So I was like, I don't know if that's the right thing to do. But tell me one of your favorite roles and what you remember about her the most.
What kind of question is that?
Well, come on, just one. I'm not saying, you don't have to I'm not saying the favorite.
Her entire catalog.
I mean,
everything ever.
I'm a First Wives Club.
I'm
a First Wives Club fan. Like I loved her in that film. And just generally like her as kind of a style icon as well.
Absolutely.
Like so iconic, very specific. Just always love her energy and everything, even in later performances. I keep seeing that really heartbreaking clip of her in now I'm blanking on that one. The Family Stone, yes.
Oh, yes.
And so the fact that her character passes in that film, just like when I watch it this Christmas, it's gonna have so much.
It's gonna
heartbreaking impact.
Render me
You're gonna see a streaming spike in
that film.
Sure. Like,
like
so many different movies.
To bounce off of Janine, I love the First Wives Club. Like I watched that when I was like 10, 11.
Yeah, right. Me too.
You know what I mean? Like all on that film. You understand me? It's just
I saw it for the first time this last year.
So good.
Oh wow.
So good.
Yeah.
But
it's great. It's fantastic.
Great.
But I would say that like one of my favorite performances would be The Family Stone because like I probably watched that equal to how much I watched The First Wives Club. It's just something about how that film, it's written like a real family, real situation. Like it's just chock full of good actors, good moments. Like nothing is wasted in that film. And I think, and also learning behind the scenes that Diane Keaton learned ASL for the movie, and because there is a character in the movie that is deaf,
like
and so
one of her sons,
one of her sons, is deaf, and he's a deaf actor, and he said that like they like everybody said that she caught on to it very quick, that like they said that she had the most beautiful hands when she was signing and things like that. So like that movie's just like
and you get to see her have these really beautiful moments with each one of her kids,
and you get to see her have great moments with her husband, who is ironically in
this,
Craig T. Nelson. So it's pretty. It's definitely one of my favorites, and we lost a great one, but the way that this world is going, I had made a comment on somebody's page because they were like, all the people that should be here aren't here, and I was like, honestly,
people that should just be long gone.
I was like, honestly, they probably shouldn't be here because look at the world it's becoming, and they've worked hard enough, they've been activists hard enough, they've fought hard enough. They don't need to really be here for this. Like they need peace, and I pray that she has peace because she deserves it. You know, with everything that she's given to the films, like the screen, her activism behind the scenes, the way she's treated actors, young actors, people coming up, like top notch, just beautiful.
Yeah, and she changed with the time. She was willing to go from being young, spunky to playing the mom, but then also playing the grandmother in a lot of roles.
And you see something like Something's Gotta Give, where she's like playing into her age and still trying to feel attractive. You know, has two men fighting over her in that film.
Right, a younger one and a one her age. Like that was
that's
just
you got Keanu like crawling at your feet.
A little extra. His blurb, I don't know what else, his you know, what he said about her was pretty great. He said goodbye to her, which was, you just see so many people outpouring with Bet and others doing some wonderful things.
Goldie Hawn.
Right.
Had a really good
Brian, do you have a favorite or one that you thought of? Maybe?
Yeah, she's one of those that just consistently had work. Like she consistently is just out there. Like every decade she was doing, she was busy and doing all kinds of different things. She did a voice in Look Who's Talking 2 or 2 or 3, whichever one.
Yeah, it was Look Who's Talking with the dogs.
Yeah.
Look Who's Talking Now.
Look Who's Talking Now. Yeah, exactly. Where she's one of the dogs. I mean, doing all those kind of things. And like from what I understand, just from hearing from other actors that have worked with her, she has really just been herself, and it kind of felt that way. Like who she presented herself on camera for the most part was
super authentic.
Who you got, that's who you. Absolutely. And I mean, for me, Father of the Bride's really great, even though she's like a mom role on that. But I mean,
but she's such the quintessential American mom.
In that I saw her daughter in that.
That's the one I was going to say. Father of the Bride.
Have a nice
with you.
Father of the Bride. Baby Boom.
I love this scene between her and Steve Martin in the jail. She's like, "Nope, you're gonna listen."
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah.
So good. Well, and they played such a believable couple, such a believable couple.
Yeah. But also, I mean, Something's Gotta Give is iconic. But then, I mean, she's in The Godfather.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, she's done it all.
You could pick a decade. You could pick a decade, and she did something great in that decade.
Yeah.
Like that's how great she is. So.
Yeah. So funny.
Agreed. Yeah. Even doing because in Something's Gotta Give her? No, the one with Nicholson where she actually went nude.
Oh yeah, that was Something's Gotta Give.
16. That is Something's Gotta Give. Okay.
Yeah.
I know there were a couple that she did very similar.
They kind of blend.
But they're all good. But they still threw me. But another great loss. This has not been no year is great. It's terrible, but. I looked through the list and it's been a heavy year.
Heavy year, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Fandango, do me a solid. Do the same thing you did with Diane Keaton, that you did with Nick Cage with Diane Keaton. Give me the 25 films. Give me a nice little compilation. Just easy,
Was she in Godfather 3? I think she was in 3, just a smidge, right?
3. What? The book club is so good, Marley.
Oh yeah.
The book club? Oh yes, the book club. We did watch that on here. We did that on the Real Study. So Lala, of course, like most of us do when somebody dies that we love, she went down a Diane Keaton, and started watching movies, which is great. And one of the movies that Lala watched this week is leading us right into our Reel Roundup, which is a Baby Boom. Tell us.
I'm
you did disappear. What is going on?
Okay, Sneedy's fault. Anyway,
it is Sneedy's fault. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna still go. So I was over my sister's mom's house, and we all heard about Diane Keaton at the same time, and so her mom was like, which I call her my auntie, so say my aunt. So my aunt was like, "Oh, let's put on First Wives Club." Like, she just immediately, let's put on First Wives Club. So she rented it, and we watched it, and then we watched Baby Boom next, and then we watched Father of the Bride next. So I just want to talk about Baby Boom. But Baby Boom, I haven't seen it in a long time, so it was honestly like a refresher.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while either.
It's such a great film because for its time to show a hardworking woman. Side note, I feel like they were trying to tell women be mothers, but you can do it and work.
Yeah.
But
it was the 80s.
That era, yeah.
Absolutely, right? But it's also Diane Keaton was just a little bit to me at her best, in the sense that she has great comedic timing, which I think people kind of overlook for her dramatic takes on things. But she's hilarious in this film. The way that she's tossing this baby back and forth to people, the way she's holding and carrying this baby to the side like a folder, her she carries her
briefcase.
She carries her briefcase
under
her arm. That's how she's carrying the baby. I thought this film was funny. I thought it was one of those ones where it's it's that quintessential, we see this movie all the time, the hardworking corporate person that something traumatic happens to them and they have to stop their life, and then realizes that wait, this new thing that I'm doing is actually a good life too. But on the end of it, she does not lose her, because in a lot of these movies going forward, they lose their corporate sense and they no longer do the things that they used to do. But she pivoted into something else that still has all of her training, all of her intelligence and knowledge into it, but she's just doing it for kids and babies. And on top of that too, she got to one up the corporation that dropped her when she had something happen in her life that she needed to figure out, and they didn't give her the time to figure out. I felt this was just a fun movie. It just
rewatch that.
It was. I think everybody should rewatch it or watch it for the first time, because it was just a little fun, cute, honestly inspirational film where even in the midst of you just maybe taking care of your family, you might have a multi-million-dollar idea, and hers was applesauce, because hers is just making applesauce for her kid, and to see her go from this kind of, she's never really cold, but she is kind of chilly. She's never cold, but she's a little chilly, but to see her go from that to this warm disposition to be you know what, money isn't everything, but I like the business that I created, and I love my kid. And I'm gonna continue doing this for my kid in the way that's beneficial to the two of us, and the life that I want to create for her, but still having dreams and still not giving up on that. And I thought it was just a really good story for that. And Diane Keaton just brings such an obvious maturity to her roles, but again, she's hilarious to me. She's so funny in subtle ways, the way she makes a look, or does a thing, even points a finger sometimes. I just find her funny. In First Wives Club, where she goes she does this in one of the scenes.
She was the comic relief in First Wives Club.
Yeah, she was. She was screaming like crazy throughout that whole film, and she was screaming in Baby Boom. I said, listen,
right.
Her vocals should be fried, bro.
Someone put together a compilation on TikTok of all those things. Throughout her career, it's pretty hilarious.
That's awesome.
It's the greatest thing. So but go watch Baby Boom. It came out in '87, a year after I was born, and it's a great movie. So
that's funny.
I can't ever think of this movie without also thinking of She's Having a Baby, and I don't know why that is, other than they're both babies, and they're very similar era.
Yeah.
And that movie's messed up. That movie's kind of dark and very, very grounded in reality. Anyway, I digress. The only other thing that we have for Reel Roundup this week, and I'm sorry about the dynamic show, it has disappeared because I'm not the producer. I apologize. Our producer is amazing, and she always makes this show so much more dynamic. But I got to see Peacemaker season 1. I know way behind, but since Superman came out, I wanted to watch it to try to catch up.
Yeah.
And I never, like, I should have just known, because I love Gunn. Like, I just absolutely adore pretty much anything he's made. And at this point, I should have just trusted Gunn and watched it, because I was like, how are you going to make this stupid, ridiculous, awful character that I don't like good? And how am I going to? And after 8 episodes, I'm like, Peacemaker, Chris, man, you know, and I'm just, I can't believe that happened to me. Creative storytelling, fun, great cast of characters, Eagly.
Like, yeah. He's
that's all I gotta say. And then it says there's a lot packed in there as far as social commentary and modern times, and it's very relevant. Like maybe more so.
Goes into prison with the
the whole speech that was phenomenal. And I don't want to spoil this for anybody, so just either turn away or whatever. It's been out for a little while, but still, I don't like to spoil. But the whole, I'm just going to try to say this vaguely. You guys don't know what I'm saying. The end of season 1 and then how season 2, and I haven't even watched the episode of season 2, episode 1. I've only just watched the intro. That is wild. Like, I love the twist on everything. And that's, if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I love it.
Also great to see John Cena progress as an actor, and he gets really great in season 2. He's really given
even in season 1, he's pretty great. When he confronts his dad. I was like, whoa, Cena's acting. Holy shit.
Yeah, he has great moments in season 2. Like,
but I think Gunn brings that out in people. I think he knows how to draw people in and be like, no, let's try it this way, and it'll feel more authentic. So
about a director that works with his actors the way that John Gunn does, like we saw with David Cornsweet when he's when they're having that discussion,
talking through, what meaning behind that scene is.
And they can look like an actor being kind of being what people think actors are, you know what I mean? And it's no, I need more to inform the scene, more context in the scene.
That's such a great.
I feel like him and John Cena have such a good relationship that he's able to be like, you know what? No. Maybe think about this. When we're doing this, he's able to talk to his actors in a way to get them.
And he's also allows them to kind of inform the characters in a lot of ways. Like it was Cena's idea to make Chris bisexual, and that's kind of a big informing of the character in terms of how he was raised and all that kind of stuff.
I love that scene with him and Vigilante and the lady that
just randomly in bed.
I just fell in love with him, or at least wanted to screw around with him. I just love that the scene is. Obviously everybody's had sex, but the big deal is the joint. They make such a point of Vigilante, I can't believe they legalized that stuff. And it's just, I love that becomes the focus and not anything to do with the sex.
Oh man, you have to binge watch Peacemaker.
As soon as you watch, you got to give it 3 episodes to see where it's unraveling to, because
I watched the first 2 episodes, but I'm having
you didn't a little further.
I loved it immediately. I was like,
okay.
As soon as the theme song played, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna love
it. And the music is really important.
Yeah,
very selective.
Oh, it's part of the.
It
was just too much going on. So much movies and TV and things that I just disappeared after a while.
Expect that it's not.
It's great.
I don't want to say it's satire because it's really grounded, but it.
Right.
There's a lot of.
It's not taking itself seriously, I guess, is a way to put it.
It's grounded satire.
But it's not satire. I'm just saying I don't think it takes itself seriously because there's a lot of just awful, dirty jokes in it. But there's so much heart, way more heart than I expected. Like way more.
And that's James Gunn. That's what we get from James Gunn, every time. He balances this insane, kind of almost gross humor in a lot of ways, and very violent. Too, and then there's always this oh my god,
great connections.
How do we fall in love with King Shark?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Nom nom.
Love him. Yeah, so amazing. It's great.
Well, and
that's another thing too. He's terrible in Suicide Squad.
Right.
And, he is not great. And then he's like, I'm gonna take this guy. And I'm gonna make
all the characters.
And I'm gonna make you like him.
Turn him into this amazing, and you're gonna love him.
really deep,
like a magic
thoughtful, character. Yeah,
it really is. That is a perfect way to put it, Brian. It is exactly like a magic trick. I don't know how he does it, because I know what he's doing too. I watch him do it. I'm like, I see what you're doing there. You're not fooling me.
I know.
Son of a bitch. And then I'm crying.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I'm with you.
It
100%.
makes me cry. By law, I have to continue to watch it. So.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I teared up multiple times during Peacemaker season 1, and I did not. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's like a Men in Blackness about it to a degree. But also Slither and Suicide Squad kind of all mashed together. Maybe the animated show that he did as well is a little in there.
There's like fun Easter eggs, DC Easter eggs in there, like a little like Batman.
Oh yeah.
Back and forth with like that old guy, like.
Well, they bring a Batmite, which is amazing.
Yes.
Right?
Oh my god!
I would recommend watching the podcast, because he did a whole podcast for the first season and now the second season, letting you know what things are still canon, because there's some things that aren't canon anymore from that first season. So definitely watch the podcast as well, so you can get some more insight on what's canon, what's not canon, and like even behind the scenes of like he was thinking in certain moments, and he has guests come on, some of the actors and behind the scenes people. So it's a really great podcast to kind of inform your watching of the show.
Right.
I did read that there isn't going to be a season 3. Like
he kind of said like right now there's no plans, but it's not.
There's no need in that way, because this does bridge the
because
gap.
all of these characters are going to come back in film form anyway.
Right.
So
and we've already seen that
continue.
Well,
on
I don't know if we
screen.
saw it because it's John Cena, but we saw it anyway. I'm not going to make that
know
joke again.
It's going to be very much like, I feel like it's going to be similar to MCU, where there's like movies and then like TVs that kind of things like that.
How it all ties up, it could be
like
that
James
story could
Gunn
be told in a movie.
It's going to do it better. I just feel like James Gunn is going to do it like way better, and he's going to make it so that like, okay, we only got 2 seasons of this because this leads into this. So we might have a third, but
there's no reason
lead me to a third. There's no reason for me to have a
You
third.
can do like they did with Loki, where you do a season and then things progress, and then a season happens, another season happens, it kind of picks up. And so they could wait and do a season 3 in 2 years, 3 years, and I won't care, because just incorporate the movie stuff.
But like if it makes sense, it makes sense. And I think James Gunn kind of knows how to bridge gaps.
Yeah, he's not going to just do it just to do it.
Right.
He has a story to tell.
I don't think
smart way to continue.
I feel like Marvel makes movies for the fans, and I feel like James Gunn makes movies for himself, like makes things for himself.
But he's a huge fan, so it like works out.
Right? Like he does it way smarter to me.
And he also listens. He talks to the fans. He explains things. He's not afraid to kind of
Well, and he'll I've literally seen him address directly on like social media, where he'll literally be like, no, I totally hear what you're saying, but there's a reason we're going this. And I'm like, what a reasonable director to even engage at all.
Yeah, like
especially with the most toxic fandom, like that's
right.
Hard.
Yeah, like
but
I'm a huge fan of.
I feel like I'm not saying it's their responsibility. That's not at all like what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like, if you know that these people are a fan of this genre of what you're putting out, like I do feel like you have a slight responsibility to be like, yo, calm down.
This is what's really happening here.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
just trust the process. Yeah, like I'm a huge fan of the YouTube channel New Rockstars. They do these really extensive breakdowns of Peacemaker, among other things. And he actually will talk to them and like about things that they brought up or theories they have, and he'll like take the time to address it with them on social media. So
that's pretty sweet.
I love that he engages.
Like, can you imagine them like being part of that YouTube channel?
Yes.
Like, damn, James Gunn's actually like responding.
Actually talking to us. And my friend is an editor on that channel. So it's like,
nice.
Yeah. So the fact that he like, you see that he's actually like watching these things and listening to what fans are saying and the theories and all those kinds of fun things. I love how involved he is.
Stand out from the rest of other directors and other
and all the shit he has going on right now. That he has the time. He makes the time to do that.
He's the head of this, and he's like, "Oh, hold up, I got time to respond to this thread.
Do some threads. Yeah,
something stupid.
Yeah,
I love that."
Yeah. But then he'll also be like, oh, I wasn't going to do another Superman, but since it did so well, I'm going to do another one. Okay, I'm writing a script. And he'll do that all while doing all of this, running DC, making a movie. Like, oh, wow, dude. How do you... Are you seeing a counselor for this stress level? Like, yeah.
Family,
Right. There's one last thing I want to mention about James Gunn. And I think this might be obvious, but I definitely think that the man is trying to make sure the kaiju makes a full comeback in our media. He doesn't not do kaijus at this point. He's just like, oh yeah,
I know.
Here's a giant monster. Deal with it.
Yeah.
So, which I love.
Yeah.
I love it. So
it's great.
Thank you for all the likes, Marley. I am Detroit, and anyone else in the chat that I don't see. Thank you for stopping by. We are going to now move on to the two movies we're here for this evening, and the first movie we're going to discuss is The Exorcist, and this is, of course, a 1973 film directed by William Friedkin, written by William Peter Blatty, who also wrote the novel, so a screenplay made by the novelist, starring Ellen Burstyn, Max von Sydow, Linda Blair, Jason Miller, and Jason J. Cobb, or Lee J. Cobb, my apologies. So I know that one of the reasons we're doing this movie is because Lala has never seen either of the films, and these are like epic level classics in the horror genre, so it felt like a need, and this was requested, I think, forever ago. It might even been, I think I might have requested The Exorcist because of Lala not seeing it. So let us please begin with Lala, and unless, I'm assuming the two of you have seen Exorcist.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying on all my social media. I was like, everybody's seen it but me. I'm gonna say that.
Just making sure. So Lala, please tell us what you thought about The Exorcist, and then we'll get into everybody else's thoughts and go from there.
They put that girl through so much. Shout out to Linda Blair.
Yeah.
I know.
She was only 14. So that means she was like 13 when she was filming this. Like, you know, around the preteen age when she was filming this. They put that girl through so much. And not just like physically, but like with prosthetics and wiring and just the grotesque things that she had to do and be and say and I was watching this like, okay, all right, girl, like leave this girl alone, get about her position.
Yeah, they did use a double some of the more.
Yeah, I mean they had
things.
But I see why this is a classic. I see why people love it. I see all the things. I felt like when I was watching it, the way that it starts up, it felt like a mini series that I was watching. Like the way that it kind of like cuts and
opened with him like traveling and
researching. You know what I mean? It starts somewhere else. It was a lot of like visual storytelling. Not to say that people weren't talking, but it was just like a lot of like backstory and getting to like information.
Yeah.
You really have to kind of like watch it and like pay attention, which is fine because we don't have an attention span anymore with people. But once we kind of got into it, I really felt for Ellen Burstyn's character. I felt for Chris. I felt for the mom because she didn't know what was going on at first, and then for her to finally see it with her own eyes, and then everybody is just like, frontal temporal lobe. Listen,
all those doctors, man.
Right?
You're
like,
seems very real though, too. Like that's probably what they would,
absolutely.
Just assuming they're not believing in any supernatural thing.
The frustrating part for me is because it felt very real. It felt very much like, hey, this is going on with my kid. Shock therapy would be great. It's like, no, it's not. It's going on with my kid. Like,
also, she's like a woman. They're not going to listen to a woman.
Right, they're not going to
believe her. Like,
what's going on? Yeah, she's misinterpreting things, gaslighting her.
Exactly. Like,
well, that's why the guy asked, "Do you have bugs in your house? Are you sure?" Like, really undermining her.
I was just frustrated at doctors, and so that seems to have never changed over the course of years.
No, totally.
Being frustrating. But like I thought the story is really good. I love once we really got into like the possession of it all. I like the converging of stories of like this priest that kind of has like lost his way in a sense because of his mom passing and him not being there, and that guilt and going to absolve that guilt was doing something good, even though he's still a man and he was still like questioning things and being like, I don't think this is right.
Yeah, or even that point where he got sucked in and was beating the shit.
You feel me? Like it's
using his boxing skills on Reagan.
You know, right? Like, I was like, this man is going through a lot, but to see those kind of stories kind of like come together to make sense, you know, because outside looking in, I was kind of like, what we doing with this priest now? I was like, what? Okay, he's sad. I was like, get back to the actress and her child. I'm very serious about this. But it all comes together. Like you just kind of like gotta trust the process. It all comes together. And it's just like, this is one of those films where, like, I think we need to start making films like this a little bit more, not recreate, folks. We already did it a billion times.
Right.
But, like, we need to do films like this where it's like, everybody kind of dies. Like it's not really the happiest ending. It kind of ends very bittersweet in a sense, where, like, these two men that come out to help, one dies of a heart attack, the other one dies off a sacrifice, and y'all just kind of drive away hoping this never happens again. But can you be sure?
Because we got 2 more sequels out of it, so
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stick with this one.
Well, the third one is actually pretty good.
Really?
Third one is decent.
The second one is not great, but the third
Everything
one
after that, all the like cash-in sequels beyond that are just don't waste your time.
That, like, recent one, that more recent one wasn't great.
Oh yeah,
Nah.
trilogy, but
yeah, they're doing a lot. But I thought it was great. I thought all the acting was amazing. Staring at Ellen Burstyn for 15 years without realizing that it was her, and then realizing it was her, I was like, oh my god, that's
I know. Yeah.
And then come to find out, I went to go look her up. She's born in Detroit. She has another name. She goes by Ellen McCrae, and it's spelled just like my name, because my last name is hyphenated. Crazy. And I was like, and you don't see a lot of people who spell McCrae, they spell it M-A-C-R-A-E. My family spells it M-C-R-A-E, capital R-A-E. And she spells it exactly like that, which is very rare. So anytime I see somebody with that spelling of that last name, you automatically related to me. So Ellen Burstyn is related to me. So I think that's awesome. She is my cousin in some
Until
way.
proven otherwise. That's how.
Proven otherwise. Until
you heard it here on the Real Study.
Like on that show with that guy that tells people where they from and their family. She is.
Oh yeah.
It's a cool show.
I thought that Linda Blair did an amazing job. I thought that like she did a really amazing job, and I was just like, now I kind of want to see if she's what else she has been in. I know she's been in a lot of the Exorcist things, like she's jumped in
some spoof stuff as well.
One of them and things like that and stuff like. So like I'm excited. I just wanted to see her do some whatever else.
For a Dream, right? Isn't she Oscar
nominated
for that?
Yeah. When I was looking at her filmography,
crazy performance in that film.
But yeah, overall, I thought The Exorcist was to me it was a fun film. I see the hype. I wish I would have got on this train maybe a little bit earlier. I would probably feel a little bit even stronger about it. But overall, I thought it was a fun watch. And listen, I'll never look at a crucifix the same again. So,
right? Yeah. Brian, what are your thoughts on The Exorcist?
I love it. It's been a long time since I've seen it too. But I've seen it a few times over the years, and it's been one of those ones where it feels pretty fresh again to watch it this time around. And the first thing I was like really stunned by was like, it looks great. Like the cinematography is so good. And like I was still like shocked by a lot of it. Like when I first saw it, I still remember, like it stayed with me. Like it was one of those ones. It's like Event Horizon, like just like messed with me, you know, when I first saw it. And like this time around, it's still kind of like, I'm just like, oh my God, it's just like really gets under your skin, some of that stuff. And the performances are really great. I love Max von Sydow. I mean, he was like doing all kinds of stuff,
measured and
like like he's like, I mean, he's the one that's been in the trenches, you know what I mean? He comes in,
right?
And like La said, there was like a that this is one of those films, like especially if you haven't grown up with films from like the 70s and early 80s, they're a little slower, from what we're used to. But I mean, that's great. That's why it's good to kind of go back and watch these kind of things. Oh yeah, okay, it's gonna go somewhere, you know.
Just gotta let it cook, as the kids say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it builds and builds and builds, and it's so great. And then when finally like it kicks in, then it just like
when it kicks in, it's like you're off the races.
And the effects are really great, for what they were like in 73. I mean,
when she turned her head around, I was like, oh my God, that's so good.
Oh my God.
And you've seen the spoof of that like 1,000 times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. And there's also like
all the scary movie things really make sense.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Well, and then like both of these films have lines, that are iconic. I mean, like the power of Christ compels you, you know.
Dude, yeah. How many times they say that? I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
remember that going on that this long.
Yeah, it goes on for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you're like,
hear that.
damn.
I've heard that in like other films, you know.
Yeah. Or I need a young priest and I need an old priest
and a young
or an old priest and a young priest. Even though they never say that in the movie, but they're like that's become an iconic thing.
Yeah, it's a lovely day for an exorcism. Yeah, like, that's a perfect trailer line.
yeah. But and then like the iconic theme of it's a classic for a reason. I mean, and William Friedkin, I mean, he's great. It's it's just one of those it's like Poltergeist as well. It just has stood the test of time for a reason. It's incredible.
I thought this was a good pairing for that reason.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, there's a lot of like things that go hand in hand with this.
Also, that's what I wanted to ask. Like, why they keep trying to take little girls? Like, calm down.
You know,
but that's the thing. That's like pure innocence, right? So if you take the purest of innocence,
it's like leave them alone.
I know.
Agreed.
Yeah. But
I think that gets like really well explained. I think in Poltergeist, like them taking her.
It does.
She doesn't understand what's going on because she's just a child. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's easier to manipulate her. Yeah.
Manipulate her. Oh dang it! There's something I was going to say, but totally forgot.
Brian recovered. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
No, I was like thinking when Lau was talking about like this when it came out, like it like messed people up.
I know it messed people
up.
Yeah,
people got sick. People needed to barf. People were fainting.
Pieces came out of her mouth and all over
the theater experience.
But a lot of people said it was mostly like the medical scenes of the frontal lobe operation and stuff that freaked them out more than anything else.
Yeah.
No, I said, how they took X-rays back in the day? I said, wait a second.
I know.
They had to put a thing down or just. I said, whoa.
Yeah, no, that's. But this is like they do that now, but they do it in a very different way. Like everything they were doing was still fairly authentic.
I'm like, knock her out. Why are you guys not like?
Why are you doing
why is she wide awake?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that was messing with me too. Like, and also
before we hear from Janine,
vibes too from it.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Right. Before we hear from Janine, I wanted to mention because the fact that it was so heavily taken the way it was in theaters, there is a director's cut that actually has more intense stuff in it, including the crab walk scene. And I believe the crab walk scene was cut because they would have gotten an NC-17 rating if they left it in.
Weird. Like, why would that give it?
Because it went to the full supernatural. It's a creepy scene. Like if you've seen it, it's a creepy scene. And it's not Linda Blair. It's a gymnast that they like rigged up. But
so that wasn't in the version I watched, but
I always watch that version.
And I was looking for it. I was like,
I know.
It's not.
I watched the HBO Max version, so they didn't.
Okay. That version. You saw the regular version. There's only that crab walk scene and then one other little scene with the priest's mother for just a moment that's added. So, Janine, what do you think of The Exorcist?
Yeah, like what you guys were kind of saying about it feeling like slow, but like it made sense. It all led to something because I always remembered feeling like the beginning was boring. But on this watch, I really appreciated it a lot more. The setup, Max von Sydow's character, getting to see his knowledge and all of this. So when he does come back, like we really trust him in figuring this out and leading Father Karras, getting to see all of Father Karras's story and his guilt and that being affecting his job when what he's trying to do and ultimately his choice at the end and getting to see just Reagan as a kid and how she is. So then we're juxtaposing that to now how she's acting and how badly this thing has taken her over. She's completely not the same kid we got to know in those first little opening scenes. So I appreciated this time around where before I thought, the painting's kind of slow and can we just get to all the like crazy stuff. But exactly. But this time I really appreciated that, like, this is a really solid setup to get to where we get to. I will say kind of a bummer to see Lee J. Cobb kind of wasted in this film. He didn't really get to do much, so there was kind of not a strong point to his character being there. But ultimately, that's kind of my biggest takeaway is kind of really getting more excited about the beginning and where it leads and the structure of that. I don't know if I just watch a lot of horror, but like I was watching it thinking like, why was this like making people so sick? Like you can like you can tell it's kind of like, you know, lights and magic and stuff. But then I'm trying to look at it through the eyes of people from the 70s and not really seeing a ton of stuff like this. Like, you know, we've
or if you did, it was like at an indie theater, or it was like an underground
exactly,
movie.
or it was meant to be some like shitty B movie or something.
Right.
But like audiences are not seeing stuff like this on the day-to-day like us now. Like we've kind of become to this.
A year before, a year before we had Godfather, and we saw a brutal murder in that movie that like blew people. They were like, whoa, oh. And so like to go 1 year later to this would be a lot.
Exactly. So like you know, my modern mind was very much like, these people are a bunch of wimps having needing barf bags and fainting. Like, what's wrong with them?
Human centipede and get back to me, right?
Right,
like,
exactly. But then I had to think about it. I've had years of seeing like gruesome things on screen in movies, and people watching this film for the first time, like this is not things you see in a mainstream movie.
Well, especially a religious person that maybe never seen a horror movie in their life, but they're like, oh, this is about an exorcism. I'm interested. I must see this.
Yeah, so I appreciated all of that stuff a lot more, and like great practical effects. You know, I always love to see that because we rarely get that nowadays. So I'm always loving getting to see kind of the craft behind those kinds of things.
I love the help me.
You know,
yeah.
The help me understand
part of it for me too is it's like watching these films and be like, and still thinking like, how did they do that? They had to like make
they had to figure out troubleshoot that in some practical way.
Right. Yeah, no,
of The Exorcist.
Were you going to say something, Law?
No, I'm saying, what do you think of The Exorcist?
Oh,
well, no, I mean, just for you, Smitty, like I'm generally really curious about what you think about both of these films as a parent and kind of.
So, because I'm so glad you brought that up. Literally, I mean, perfect, because man, the last time I saw this, I didn't have kids. We weren't even like, we were pretty much thought we weren't ever going to have kids. The last time I saw this, I was like, oh, raw movie, wonderful. This is a great horror film. As a parent, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? This is not cool. I would be more distraught, I think, than Chris was. She was in the beginning. She was way grounded, like she was staying calm. I would not have been calm from like the very get go. I think you mentioned the Lee Cobb character not getting a lot of time, and I think the reason we don't get him a lot is because he's the outsider. He's almost us. We get to come in and see the intimate part of all of this, unlike that character, but we're just this outsider. He comes in, he sees these weird things happening, but he can't prove anything, and he's there to tie the beginning to the end, I think, because we get him and the priest at the end talking about the movies. And just showing that this kind of extraordinary thing to a cop might just be another thing like that he deals with. And I think that's the element of his character that I liked. It's weird even seeing the way that institutions were treated in 1970s like was spooky to me. Like to me that was more haunting to some degree. Seeing the old women locked into that cage was more depressing to me than the exorcism itself, because as a person who doesn't believe, I'm just like, this is interesting and a fun like horror movie, but I'm not like talking about power price compelling me. I don't have to worry about that. So I don't know. Weirdly, I got more spooked out by the way the state treats people than I did Satan. But I think the interesting parts beyond that for me are actually some of the production stuff. The actress that did the voiceovers for Linda Blair tortured herself in order to make this movie. Smoking, drinking raw eggs, drinking way too much, even though she was an alcoholic, tying herself to a chair in order to like simulate what she was going through. And then apparently Jason Miller was actually not thrilled on the set of this movie over a couple of things. One, the puke was supposed to hit him in the chest.
Yes, and like
hit him in the face.
Hit him in the face, and that's the take they used. Yeah,
and that's a real take.
When he got hurt, so angry.
Like, jerking.
Ellen Burstyn, she also got hurt. He yanked her really hard to the ground. And
there were a lot of injuries.
Like permanent damage both suffered. You know.
The last one was apparently Friedkin, in order to like scare Jason Miller on scene, like put a gun next to his head and fired it. And Miller was furious, like screamed at him and was like, I'm an actor. You don't need that to get a reaction that you want.
Right.
You're paying me to give you an authentic reaction. You don't need to shoot a gun near me.
Behind his head,
so
you know, like
yeah, like something. You like definitely want to know when. Like you're gonna want to
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
a cap gun like over here, you know, or something. You know.
Yeah, there were a lot of crazy things happening on this movie. Like I think one of the guys in the medical scene, he actually ended up being like a real life killer. Like he murdered somebody and was like arrested. Like one of the anesthesia
I don't think I ever knew that.
guys in that scene. Yeah. Dead Meat had a series called Production Tales from Hell, and they covered this movie and Poltergeist with these like 15-minute breakdowns of like all the crazy production things and how the film got made and like all the kind of spooky weird things that happened around it. Like I think the actor who played the director, he kind of died in a weird way, like a little bit after the movie had come out. I think a lot of the actors had suffered deaths in their family really close to like when this movie was being made or came out. So yeah, I would recommend watching those because they're really interesting kind of breakdowns of like the crazy things that happened on this movie and also on Poltergeist as well.
Yeah, Poltergeist. We can get into a few of those as well. That's going to be interesting.
I looked at Poltergeist. I was like, whoa. But
I actually am going to disagree with you guys on the pacing. I know that sounds strange, but I just rewatched 1977 Star Wars. And watching this, it's got a faster pace than even Star Wars 5 or 4 years later. And I feel like the pacing on this, even though it's 73, I don't know, it just feels, and there's not a lot of dialogue in the beginning, but I still feel like I'm compelled with what's happening all the way through. I never felt like it was slow. But I'm also, which is what, Janine, I'm actually shocked that you felt that it was a little slow because you watch so many older films that like slow is like the way of older films. So
yeah, but I mean, in the context of this film and just kind of like, I went into this kind of knowing how iconic it was and like the bigger scenes of it.
Right.
When I'm going into it, just thinking about those things as a new watcher to it, I wasn't expecting it to kind of build up so slowly. And that's what I appreciated at this time around. Like I always thought it was boring, but watching it now, I totally changed my mind on that perspective.
I like that.
Appropriate for.
Say it again.
So the pacing is appropriate for this film.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I agree. And it's not overly long. It's 2 hours. That's a solid length. But it has regular credits, and that's something that I always think about. Like this is kind of an oddity in 73 with regular credits. When did the credits we expect, I should say, rather than regular, when did that start? I know 60s there was like barely any of it, but do you guys remember when like the traditional end credits started?
I mean, I would probably say kind of going into the 60s into the 70s. Yeah.
I'll probably say
like right in there.
Late 60s going into the 70s, I'd probably say.
Yeah, because like by the time the late 70s arrived, we were seeing like long,
like that was the standard.
Like yeah.
And Superman was like, "Hold my beer. We're gonna do long beginning credits." Okay?
Maybe it started.
I love
the Exorcist.
Yes.
Well, it sets you up, right? The music. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, speaking of music, okay. Anybody ever listen to the Exorcist theme right next to the Halloween theme?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
They're not the same. They're like
they
take
similar
one note
and like simple, eerie. Yeah.
Right. It's just that did like that constant. When I was like, John, did you really rip off Exorcist? Like that's what it feels like. 4 years later, it could be like some kind of interpretation or something close that's not exactly right.
Or it's just that those notes tend to evoke
having a sequence
that
like
feeling,
that, very kind of unsettling. Yeah.
Well, like the beginning of The Shining, they use the classic. What is the name of that song? It's a Death March song that they took the first 5 notes of and throw it in there, and it gives you that feeling for sure. Any other thoughts on The Exorcist before we move from demons to ghosts, I should say?
I mean, I talked last week about kind of not really being a fan of like paranormal kind of films or films that kind of have like possession and stuff like that. But both of these films, I think I really enjoyed. And I think I do enjoy films like this more when it's more kind of character focused, as opposed to like, spooky stuff for the jump scares, which feels like these modern films that do that, Paranormal Activity, the Conjuring films, it feels like it's more about these scares than like the actual people dealing with this stuff. And I think both of these films do a beautiful job of like really getting to know these characters and how they deal with it. And so I think that's why I enjoyed this film a lot more than kind of modern films in this genre.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The scene. Go ahead.
There really isn't a lot of like traditional jump scares
in
these movies. That we see.
The flashing face, maybe at most.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
But this film played more like a shock for me as opposed to like jump scares for me. It was just like, oh my God, this is happening? Wait.
So it's the predecessor to Saw is what you're saying.
And when we're focused on the character reactions as opposed to kind of the film trying to get a reaction out of us.
Right. Nobody's
we're reacting through the characters, I think, more.
The lights just don't go off for no reason. There's a reason. You know what I mean? If the lights go off, the door closes, and like the scene where she gets locked in the room with her daughter and everything's going around the room, and then the dresser is coming towards her.
It's about to fall on her,
Like, and she's moving from the side. Like, it's not scary, but it is shocking because she's shocked. So like you kind of live it with the characters as opposed to being outside watching.
Being there just to scare us. Yes.
Something I enjoyed about it was that I could engage in this with the characters. You know what I mean? Like even when like they have her strapped to the bed and they're like having conversations with her, which I was like, why are y'all talking to a demon? That's just first off, like I get it, but like y'all are having like, might as well get some tea and crumpets out or
get some tea. I was gonna say get some tea.
A great conversation with her, but like to me, I enjoyed scenes like that because it was just like it was informative. It was like it furthered everything that we were going to see, and then it's like I like seeing characters uncomfortable, and that even made everybody uncomfortable. Like that
exactly.
And I enjoyed the uncomfortability of it. To me, that's more scary than like something jumping out of a closet or something like that, because I get uncomfortable with them, and that makes me terrified for what's going to happen, because when you're uncomfortable, your guard is down.
Right.
That's just I enjoy things like that. So that was good.
To talk about the building up, the scene where Reagan and Reagan's going to bed and she's laying there, and they mostly just stay on Linda Blair for like almost the whole scene, and she's just like talking to her mom about this guy that's coming over, and like, oh, are you guys gonna start dating or be like you and dad? And it's subtle, but like they did a good job of making it feel like a natural conversation between a daughter and her mom. So much so that it does lay the groundwork for when she starts throwing, some really awful, dirty words around. It feels weird.
Why are you saying this? Like, why are you doing this type of thing? Like, I enjoy talking conversations.
Right.
But I enjoy stuff like that.
Right. All right. I think we should rate The Exorcist and move on to Poltergeist, and we can talk about the similarities, and of course there'll be some differences. We will start with Lala. What do you rate The Exorcist?
I give it a solid 8. I enjoyed the film. Like, beginning with withstanding whatever. Like I understood it as it kept going. I was like, okay, it's going to be scary, and I am going to step back out of my 2025 brain and just watch it come. So I give it a solid 8. It was really good. It still holds up for a film that was made in 1973.
Agreed. Brian?
Yeah, it's a 8 for me as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Simple. 8 is great. I love it. And Janine?
Yeah, also an 8.
Wow. We have been a lot of agreeing lately. I'm going to also give this an 8 just because it's so solid. I don't know why it doesn't get a 10. I think it's because it doesn't actually scare me. It's more just like, wow, this is a really well-made and good movie.
Absolutely.
If it scared me, it would get a higher rating. It's creepy, though. Let's move to The Exorcist. I'm sorry, The Poltergeist, which is a Tobe Hooper film, produced and written by Steven Spielberg, starring Jo Beth Williams, Craig T. Nelson, Heather O'Rourke, Dominique Dunn, and Zelda Rubinstein. And of course, Zelda. Say that again. Sorry.
Throw in Richard Lawson because he was there.
Richard Lawson.
He was there for a nice chunk of the film, and I felt like his name should be said.
Yes.
Right.
I can't hear the name Richard Lawson without thinking of Tay Diggs and Richard Lawson. The way he says that is so great. You sound educated, he says, which I love. All right, so Heather O'Rourke, if those of you that don't know, actually passed away not too many years after doing a few of the Poltergeist movies. She actually died as a kid. Which is really sad, but she is, of course, known for the Poltergeist movies. And then, of course, the actress, where is she? Zelda Rubinstein. I always forget that's her name. Such a unique and wonderful actress. But Lala, I know you haven't seen this one either. I'm really curious how this one made you feel. What do you think?
Alrighty. I preferred this one over The Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
If I had to be like which one I like the most, I like Poltergeist better than I like The Exorcist. Which I also gave The Exorcist an 8, so that should show you possibly what I'm giving the Poltergeist. I will say what's crazy is we were talking about like things that were happening like to the characters or to the people. The daughter in this got murdered by a guy. Like, I was just like,
Griffin Dunn's sister.
Yeah,
she was murdered by her ex-boyfriend. He strangled her.
Yeah, he strangled her, and I was like, so I looked him up. He's in prison for life. So cool. But he was in prison for life. So, but I really, really, really enjoyed Poltergeist. I thought that this was such a great film because, like, one, it deals with family. I always like family things, like ironically, the sister, her brother is Griffin Dunn. He was in This Is Us family show. So it's like I like family things. Craig T. Nelson. All you have to do is tell me Craig T. Nelson's in here. I'd have watched it.
Mr. Incredible.
Because Coach, go on, love me some Coach.
Love me some right.
So but I thought this film was really good. The
theme song is instantly in my head now. Thanks.
No, you're welcome. I thought this film was really great. I felt like this it felt like a turning point for films like this because this added humor into it. Like it was like humor in it, and I found that like right up my alley. Like it's a little creepy, but then it's like because like as humans we do make jokes at inappropriate times or we make funny things like we're not always above board like
like the parents just like smoking weed in bed like
spilling it everywhere. Okay, he spilled it all over the bed. That made
when he box match, I said, "Sir, cut. What are we doing? We're wasting
all of it." Although to be fair, it looked like crap, but that's just my opinion.
It did. It was fine. Like they were fine.
It was oregano. It wasn't.
That's a good point.
Absolutely. But I thought it was fun. I thought Carol Ann, the character Carol Ann, she's so Children of the Corn. So, but she's like a lighter version of it, like it's just a brighter, like happier version of Children of the Corn. But I thought she was great. I thought that actress was great. It's so sad that she passed away because it would have been amazing to see anything else like further as she got older to see what that transition would have been like because I thought she was great because like kids in film like for the most part they just believe it and they do it and it comes out very authentic and her talking to the TV and I'm sorry I can't hear you loud I can't hear you I can't like that's just like it's always the innocent like it's always the kids and like dogs like animals that know when things are like going nuts and this house had that in spades. They had like little kids, they had dogs, they had like the bird died, so like we knew something was going on there. I was like, oh.
I love when she gets caught
about to flesh it.
She just turned her back. I thought that was a sweet moment. Like she was
it's so real.
I've done that. I've had a bird that died. We put it in a box. I put things in the box. I buried it in our backyard. Like that literally was like a scene. Could have been a scene from my house.
And it's like this really cool foreshadowing to like what we ultimately learn about where their house is built.
Yeah, where the house was built. Exactly. So like I thought it was like
it's a canary, right?
Yes.
So like canary,
canary in the coal mine kind of thing.
Kind of things, yeah.
And I thought it was a fun film. I thought it was a creepy film. Graphics for its time is still nice. I thought like the spectral of it, like the hand coming out of the TV. I was like, whoa! I was like, hold up, whose hand is this?
The steak.
Listen, like just like the first one, The Exorcist,
the tree,
ripping his face off.
The Exorcist and
the face.
Scary Movie 2, I believe, in the second Scary Movie film features heavily And so I could not watch these films.
Or when she's like getting pulled up the wall.
Right. And not like what the Wayans brothers brought in, because they grew up on these films as well, and they like brought those elements in.
Yeah.
Or like when the clown wrapped his arm around the boy.
The clown.
Yeah. Listen, that clown should have been burned. Like, why is that in your room?
Why is it still there? Like,
didn't need to do anything.
Your bed staring at you.
Yeah.
But also, listen to me as a cautionary tale. Listen to your children when they tell you they're afraid of something. Just listen to your kids. Because the little boy was like, the tree knows I'm here, and the dad is like,
tree.
No, and you're be fine.
Just like establishing it outside the window for like a few scenes, and then before it kind of busts in, was really cool.
Y'all owe me for this, like years of therapy. But I thought it was funny. I thought it was like it had great moments. I love that the parents was like, get the kids up out of here, because usually they make the kids stay in these situations. I felt like they were like real parents, very confused on like what to really do. So for me, their emotions felt very authentic, and they were just kind of like, I don't know. I saw it, but I still don't believe it. I could hear the girl in the TV. So it felt like they were in a trance, in a sense. Like, I can't break down right now. I gotta find my kid. Like, I'll break down after I find my kid. It's like a switch went off, and I was like, as a parent. If I was a parent, I feel like I would be like that. Like, I can't cry until I find my kid. I can't break down or do anything until I figure this out. And so bringing in the, I don't know, she's a medium.
Paranormal.
Medium,
bringing in the medium. I've heard this house is clean a bajillion times
that's another
in
line.
other media, and now I finally get to see where it comes from. And that actress, I've seen her in other things. I think she's amazing. May she rest in peace. I thought that she was great. She brought like a new energy, and they brought her in at a perfect time where like it could have, if you never would have brought her in, it would have felt like repetitive in what they were doing.
Yeah.
But bringing her in kind of like shook up, added a new energy to the scene, and I really enjoyed her character. And right when you think it's all said and done, everything's great, it's so just good.
It's not done yet.
And I was like, that's such a great moment, because you think it's done, and it's not. She's crawling up the wall, very a la, like, you know, that's where, what's his name, Wes Craven, I'm assuming, kind of got that from, because she went up the wall. That's very like, that's
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Elm Street, how she got it.
That was only a couple years later.
And she was in a jersey shirt, very similar, like to the. So like I enjoyed that. I enjoyed like the little kid actors are amazing. They were going through it on this set, like just like everything that was thrown at them, because you know nothing there is just air, and I mean a lot of that stuff was like practical, like coming through the door and stuff like that, like the stake moving and things like that.
Yeah.
And I love like the difference in like in the beginning where the mom is like, look at this. She's like excited because she's like, this is crazy. Oh my God, isn't this crazy?
Yeah.
And then it just gets more and more crazy.
The novelty of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's also safe at that point.
Right.
Like,
it's not too scary.
Not,
like a safe, like
it's just a fun thing.
It's a fun thing. Look at the thing moving across the thing, and now when it's your kid moving, it's like, oh, wait a second.
My kid's gone. Yeah.
You know, I felt like it was a story of like a mother's love for her children. Not to discount the dad, not doing that at all, but
but you're right.
The mom was a very focal point in like, you know, like being that anchor to get her kid back, being that anchor to like being able to reach
doing whatever to figure it out. Yeah.
Go grab her kid. Like, she's not going to go to you. She's going to come to me. I will face whatever this is to get my kid. And I feel like any mother, any parent that loves their kid would be like, strap me up, I'm going in. And I love that she was like the parent that was like, strap me up, I'm going to go in and I'm going to get my kid. And Poltergeist was. And it's because everything about it was just subtle and amazing, but worked and like just effective, like lights flickering and like things going on and off, and then you find out about the bodies, and they were on he's like, isn't it sacrilegious? Like in an Indian burial
those were
ground.
real bodies, by the way, Lala.
Because it was cheaper. They weren't making like those kind of anatomically correct skeletons at that time, and it was a lot cheaper than making them themselves to just use real bones.
It's one of those things.
Joe Beth Williams is like swimming with them.
Yeah.
Like
And
she's
shout out to
in,
Joe
like,
Best
they
because
put her
in
through
Heart of Dixie, I looked at her
crazy stuff.
Man.
Yeah. And
I
she
looked
even
at her
talked
face
about
and
going
was like,
home
"What?"
after filming days and like all the pictures in her house were like tilted every day,
Oh
like
my God.
while
See,
filming.
I
Yeah, like crazy
see.
things on this film too.
Man.
This is why the power of Christ got to compel you because I
Yeah.
cannot.
I
I
mean,
cannot.
they're
Yeah.
messing with something, you know.
They are
Right.
messing with
I mean,
something. But I love Joe Best because I looked at her face when she popped up on screen, and I was like, "Why do I know this woman?" And she was in a lot of things that I watched.
Mhm.
But what I remember her from pointedly was Heart of Dixie. She played Rachel Bills' mom in Heart of Dixie.
Mhm.
She was
Yeah.
a capital B. Yes, and me. She was great. But
Yeah.
to see her in a different light, to see her as like this
A really,
loving
yeah.
mother
Mhm.
instead of what she was on Heart of Dixie was just so great. And Chrissy Nelson is just amazing. And Richard Lawson, he fought in this movie. He was fine, baby.
Right?
I'm
Yeah.
not talking about that because he was looking good.
I
Okay.
mean, he's in Blackula too, also.
Come
So
on.
he's got his little
Oh.
horror accolades. And he was in that documentary we covered, the horror noir. He was one of the people they talked to. Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
I enjoyed Poltergeist. I thought like I don't know if I want to see any type of like sequel or anything to it. I felt like
No.
everything
The
was-
sequel to Poltergeist is good.
Is it
Poltergeist
good?
2 is good.
Okay.
It's 3 that's not good.
And there's a
So
2015 remake, I believe, as well.
don't even watch that.
That's the
That is
one.
an atrocious,
But yeah.
terrible. They should have never made that
That's
movie.
funny because you guys said that in The Exorcist 1 and 3
Yeah.
is good, but not 2.
Yeah.
And then in Poltergeist
two.
1 and 2 is good.
It
but
is
not
1 and 2 are
3. So that's pretty. That's pretty. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Brian, you grew up with this movie, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
And was this one of your early horror films?
Uh-oh.
Nice. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Yeah, this is an early horror film. This is definitely one I grew up with. I mean, I probably didn't see it when it came out because I was like 2.
Right.
So, but definitely this is one that I saw pretty relatively young. And I've seen it, we actually within a year, I've seen it relatively recently. So, yeah, I've seen this one, of course, much more than The Exorcist. I mean, this is an iconic classic film for a reason. Another one that you see why it stands the test of time. And like upon this watch, it's like, which it's stuck out to me before too, but I was really zeroing in on just how Steven Spielberg this movie is. Even the way it's shot.
There was a lot of dispute on the direction of this film. Yeah, between Tobe Hooper and him, and him kind of taking a lot of the reins, and he even had to pen an open letter to Tobe Hooper, kind of apologizing for kind of overstepping as much as he did.
It comes through. I mean, there's literally like almost like the way like some of the blocking's done. It's very Spielberg blocking. I'm like, oh man, this is not Tobe Hooper.
I feel like he wanted to direct
it. But you don't think the horror aspects come across as maybe Toby because who he is,
right? Yeah, but as far as like composition and blocking and
the kind of the balance of the playful bits in the kind of scary stuff feels very.
Well, even that intro with the bicycle and the racing and the remote cars kind of thing. It does. It feels like ET. You're not wrong.
Yeah. So that stuff was really sticking out to me. I was like, oh man, and I was thinking just like what you mentioned, Janine, was like, there must have been
some overstepping and so that Production Tales from Hell gets into that. So that's kind of how I learned about that little bit of a conflict between the two.
I read about it. A lot of people were saying that Spielberg should have had a co-director title, and he was like, no, I shouldn't have. He what Janine said about him apologizing. But, okay, I did a little too much.
Yeah. Right. But I mean, it's great though. Like I do love the horror aspects of it. I like and the humor, the humor really stuck out to me too. They're just funny little like normal, everyday mom and dad parents bits. I mean,
the construction guy just coming in the window eating some of the food, which also that guy. Crazy set thing. That guy was like brutally murdered. Some crazy guy just knocked on his door and like killed him with an axe. Yeah.
Can we actually stop right there? Because there's literally a moment in that scene, and it's something that in the early 80s was apparently okay to have a 15-year-old girl get hit on by all construction guys, and mom turns around and goes, what?
Well, I mean, I think she was directed to her daughter.
Because I think
her daughter handled it.
Right, I agree, but still, I don't think it's a laughing
yeah.
scenario. Is all I'm saying. Yeah.
No. I would have been like out there,
Yeah.
being like, "Hey, you guys are done here, and we're
Yeah.
gonna have
Right.
another contractor.
Well,
like,
Right.
I'm firing you."
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuck out to me too. But I mean, this is 82.
It's 82.
Yeah. There's all kinds of like silly.
They're
things
like,
in
she's
this.
like, they're just being guys, like.
Yeah, boys will
Yeah.
be boys.
Yeah.
Boys will be scumbags.
But
Oh,
also
sorry.
like, there's a little I can't remember his name right now, but one of those construction guys is in Predator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a little
Interesting
cameo there. But yeah. He plays, I think it's Billy is his name in Predator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's like, he's like the.
I will track this down. Now I gotta know.
Yeah. But I recognize him right away. But anyway, no, I love this movie. Like the humor is really great. It just feels, there's like a passage of time too. That's like, it's a subtle passage of time where it's like we go from them like experiencing all the things, and then we jump to when the paranormal team comes over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about all these things that they're very used to all these things happening, because they've mentioned, oh yeah, that happens every so often. These lights do this, so get used to that. And so there's been a chunk of time that they've had to deal with this, so they've kind of like gone through this grief phase a little bit, and now they're like finally, which was kind of a great thing. Like we didn't, because the thing I was thinking of compared to like The Exorcist, Ellen Burstyn kind of goes through this process of like, okay, there's something medically wrong with my daughter. I got to go through it. And we see all that. In this film, we don't see them like exhausting other.
We just kind of
solutions.
See how mentally drained they are.
Exactly.
And so that's
like,
our cue that they've tried everything to do this
right.
with normal people.
Because that part, because I was like, oh, wait, we didn't see them. They just like immediately go to this, but then I was like, oh no,
seeing their exhaustion. Seeing he hasn't shaved in days.
Oh my God,
going to work.
Like,
them kind of all sleeping in one room together.
And they didn't.
How sensitive the paranormal lady is. Like, I love how sensitive she is, and she sits and talks, and she's really honest about this. Is like way more extreme than like I don't really even know what's going on, and they kind of share a drink and all of that. And,
Those
I love
which together were great.
Which speaks to why they gotta get Zelda,
somebody
it's like
who has even more experience.
This is over my out of my pay grade.
I've done as much as I can do,
the doctor,
but I still want to support you.
You could say, hey, this was too much for me.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's not trying to scam them, because that could have been a whole plot point. And
oh my God,
yeah,
that would have been like a whole another 30 minutes.
Of them just pretending like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's great. There's so many effects in this that are just like insane. That whole like end scene of the house was done, I think with a model.
So that I actually saw it on Industrial Light and Magic, the series. That is insane how they did it. It was like a one-off experiment. It could never be repeated. But
it's amazing.
They made it almost like an umbrella that it was attached to all these different hooks, and they were able to pull all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And in camera crush the house. So that's a real thing that you're seeing.
It's so amazing. Yeah. Just like that stuff is just, I mean, they had to figure out a way. You know what I mean? It's like, how are we gonna do this? And like, nowadays it's easy. Let's just.
No, I see that effect.
CGI.
CGI. You see that effect all the time.
Incredible. Yeah.
Well,
and there's Sorry.
Go ahead, Brian.
I was just gonna say, like, this one of the reasons I'm wearing the Star Wars shirt is because there's so many Star Wars things in this movie. So, like, I had those sheets that boy had, like, when I was
his room.
I had those Star Wars sheets.
I had the poster on the wall. I had the Darth Vader poster, like legit.
Right.
I think I might still have that Darth Vader poster. All of the Star Wars stuff is fantastic. I totally forgot what I was going to say, what I was jumping in for. That happens, though. Janine, what do you think of Poltergeist?
Yeah, like, this wasn't a movie I grew up with. I only ended up kind of watching it maybe like for the first time like 7 years ago because I was going to Halloween Horror Nights and they were going to have a Poltergeist maze. So I wanted to like get the references in it. So I watched the movie for that. And then I was like, why did I, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, why did I not watch this sooner? But the maze was actually really pretty accurate to the movie. Like the effects and things that they did actually looked amazing. So yeah, like I love kind of the reminder that a movie doesn't have to have, like a horror movie doesn't have to have a ton of blood, gore, even kills to be kind of scary and get that kind of reaction out of you. Because this movie really doesn't have any of that. And it's still very creepy and eerie, the build up to things. And again, like I was saying before, just with, you know, paranormal kind of movies, I love the human element here. I love getting to know this family. Like I really like these people. I really think it's interesting. Again, I was thinking about you, Sniddy, how differently the parents immediately react to kind of what's going on. Like you talked about the mom kind of having this fun, silly reaction to it. And Craig T. Nelson immediately kind of being weirded out about the whole thing.
I would have been weird about
it. Right. And then even later, you know, like what Brian was talking about, kind of not seeing the in between, but seeing kind of where they are now, kind of in this numb state. But both of them still kind of reacting a little bit differently to what's happening. So I really love that human element in getting to see the different reaction from these parents and how they want to handle it and their kind of confusion and everything. So that being the focus is always more interesting to me than the scares and that kind of stuff. The scares end up just kind of being a fun bonus on a really interesting kind of character story and seeing how characters would react to something like this and getting to react with them. And I think this movie does that beautifully. I loved kind of the paranormal team coming in. Like I said, I loved how sensitive they were to this family. I loved kind of the female paranormal person kind of sitting with the mom and talking to her. That was a really great scene. So many just great human moments with all kind of this scary, spooky stuff sitting on top of it. And kind of that great kind of final scene of like all the coffins kind of popping up and Craig T. Nelson just shouting at the boss.
I know.
So good. You just move the head down.
Moving gravestones isn't going to do the trick.
Exactly. So I just love just being reminded that you can make a movie like this scary without kind of all the flair of blood and gore and guts and because this was kind of the movie that kicked off a PG-13 rating because they didn't have that, and then this movie was PG, and I think this was the movie that kind of implored him to.
It's one of them, this one in Gremlins
and Indiana Jones, The Temple of Doom.
It's because he wanted to start melting faces and. The MPA was like, "What are you melting all the faces for, dude?"
Face ripping off scene.
About that scene kind of messed me up a little bit. That's what I thought.
It's disturbing.
It's brutal.
I was like, oh no.
That one messed me up as a kid. It sticks with me.
So even people going to see this movie were really terrified of it, but there was no kind of in-between rating system for something like this.
Right.
So, but still, like, I think it could have still gotten away with it because it doesn't have blood and gore and all that kind of stuff. So, totally fun movie. I loved kind of revisiting it, and I was kind of like, why did it take me so long to watch this? Because I think, as somebody who was very intrigued by horror as a kid, but was very frightened by it, this would have been a really kind of, I think, good movie for me to watch earlier on, because the first horror movie I ever watched was A Nightmare on Elm Street when I was like 8. And I thought it was I remember thinking it was such a cool idea to have this killer that kills you in your sleep, so you can't ever go to sleep. But I couldn't watch it. I was terrified of it, but I was always kind of thinking about it. So I think this would have been a really kind of good bridge movie for me.
No wonder
sooner. So it wasn't until I became a horror fan when I saw Scream at 14. So that was like when I really delved into the genre and fell in love with it. But this would have been.
Were you 14 when it came out?
Memory for me.
I was 14 when it was on video because I begged my mom to rent it for my 14th birthday party. And watched it at my slumber party. 96.
I was 16 when it came out.
I was 10 when that movie came out.
My God, I was 19. All right.
I was 10, and that movie was
adult.
Memory for me because maybe that's why I like religious sci-fi or like religious paranormal things. Because my first like foray into that was The Omen. As a kid, I watched The Omen at like 6 or 7 years old. It was like
Richard Donner.
We're doing this now. So, Brian, what was your first horror movie?
Oh man.
While you're thinking, mine was actually
someone just asked me that too, but
mine was Friday the 13th Part 3 is the first time I remember sitting down to watch a horror film, and my babysitter was breaking all the rules and letting me watch something at 8 years old.
I just watched that in theaters with the 3D. It was so fun.
I got to see Freddy's Dead in 3D. That was cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Where you put on the glasses when she does. I was like, woo, this is cool. Yeah, it was so ridiculous. And of course now, like in the movie, they're like, doing crap.
Yeah. Literally like 2 minutes of somebody doing a yo-yo. I'm like, really?
Right.
Yeah.
Poking.
3D, get it?
Yo-yo in my face.
3D in your eyeball, right?
Whoa.
Yeah. Did you think of one, Brian?
I did not. I mean, these were very early for me. Exorcist was one of the early ones for me. This was an early one for me. I feel like Nightmare on Elm Street was in there. I didn't see. I feel like these were early, but like I didn't see slashers until I was older. Like I didn't see a lot of slashers.
That's why I'm slasher girly.
Yeah. So I mean, like Alien was definitely an early one for me. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, when I'm like, my parents were not great at like not letting me watch. Like at 8 years old, I saw a double feature of RoboCop and Spaceballs. So that
RoboCop is not for an 8-year-old. Like that movie has more gore than Poltergeist. Like that movie is so gory.
Yeah. I know. But I was like not interested in either. Like me and my brother wanted to watch. It was at a drive-in, and we could see Masters of the Universe on another.
And he was like,
I want to watch
Masters
of the Universe. I want to be over there.
Yeah, I was like, dang, we can't hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw RoboCop at 12, and this is of course in the 80s. I just walked in and it was like RoboCop, and they're like, "Here you go," and like, you could tell I was 12. You knew, like everybody knew I was 12.
Yeah.
They didn't care, and I went and saw that and watched that guy explode on that car.
Oh my God.
That changed my life forever.
I haven't seen RoboCop in a long time, to the point where I'll say I've never
it's so good.
Rewatch it.
I watched the documentary.
Rewatch it. Yeah.
RoboDoc also. It's great.
Yeah. And Netflix did a really they were doing this like the movies that made us. That whole series
Yeah.
was really fun. And they did a really fun breakdown on RoboCop.
Yeah.
And RoboCop 2 is not as bad as people claim it is, but avoid 3. Avoid 3.
It's not great. Yeah.
2 has some interesting elements and brings in some extra characters and things.
And it's still Peter Weller too, where like RoboCop 3 is a different actor.
Yeah.
I think they bring several of the people, but the bad guy in 2 was really gross and despicable, and the like brain thing and all of that. Anyway, for myself with Poltergeist, this is again, like Brian said, this is like quintessential. Grew up watching this movie. It was like you'd watch E.T., and then if you wanted to scare yourself, you'd watch Poltergeist. And it was just like Spielberg got you everywhere, right?
That's why
other than everything you guys mentioned, because it's a beautiful story about a family, and I think that is part of what makes it such an easy movie to creep you out, because you're like, these are just regular folks, and that's a regular kid, and that's a rope going through a wall. Okay, I'm gonna have to try to deal with this. It used to scare the crap out of me, especially the clown scene. Like the clown scene was the scene that scared me the most as a child, and then the face melting scene or the face ripping off scene also scared me as a child. As an adult now, it's actually just the loss of the girl. Like I need to get her back. Like that's how I would feel as a parent. Like that is what scares me more than any of the other stuff at this point, which is weird. But I still love the journey of this film, because it does give you the highs and lows. It's built almost exactly like The Exorcist in so many ways. They're very formulaic in almost the exact same way, because they're both dealing with this new entity. They even have the like lesser priest that doesn't know as much, has to bring in the specialist. Like they literally like lay out all the same way, but instead of Chris freaking out about what's happening, we get our main character loving, like we saw in the beginning, all that stuff. And I could see why you might do that if it felt like maybe something like, I don't know, maybe in your head you're like, it's an electromagnetic something or other making this happen.
Sinister.
But also, I just want to like, because you brought that up, it was like you brought up a really good point with those two films. Is that like I also feel like Ellen Burstyn, her character Chris saw something, and everybody's trying to deny what she saw.
Yeah,
as opposed to in this one, everybody saw it. And so you can't, there's no denial here. Now
and there's people who can back up your claims. They've seen this before. There's more support there, which feels really nice. Yeah.
Like, I like juxtaposition between those two films. That like she saw it, but nobody else like, girl, you woman, nobody cares if they believe you. But then it's like, oh, we saw it too. Because like at first they were like looking underneath the tables. They didn't verbally say they didn't believe her, but like believe them. But they were like, these little things might be a haunting. But when they were able to actually see what how much they've seen throughout the like that chunk that Brian talked about that we didn't get to see, like now everybody's like supportive and like, which is why I really love the two women kind of coming together, like when they hugged each other in the kitchen and was like,
it's a great moment.
We're going to get your daughter back. We're going to figure this out. I was like, it was. Those two together played very well off each other, and I feel like it kind of kept, for me, the emotion and the scenes kind of going.
Well, even Zelda coming along later is like, yell out to your daughter, like she needs to hear you. Like
they're bickering, and she tells them, "Fight later. That's not important."
Right.
Yes, and I love that. She was like, yell at her, tell her you're going to spank her. Like, I hate you for making me say this. I don't care if you're lying. I'm trying to help you.
Just do it. Yeah, Craig T. Nelson trying to like trick her, trying to like test her with like, oh, I was saying it with my mind. No, she's not. She's like, yeah.
I got time for this.
I was like, she real. Yeah. I was like, she here playing no game.
Right. So two things. Well, there's more than two, but the two that I really want to bring up more than anything is we haven't mentioned, and it is to me the moment I think of every time I think of Poltergeist, and that is the TV set in the hotel at the very end of the film.
Oh yeah, they just
roll it out the door.
Just kind of pan away. Yeah,
that's so Spielberg. Like it's 100% Spielberg in that moment. But I'm just like, this is a good end. That's a solid ass ending to me because they were like, we're done with this crap.
Right. Again in my life, books will be my new friend. Like I
never. But then how do you know? What if a book is possessed? You don't know. And I love that the movie does a good job of like right away the very first time you see Carol Ann dealing with the television, like you get to see the kids before any of that happens, but we get to see her communicating right away. It's not because she put her through the you might want to assume because she got to ride the ghost wave or whatever that's what did it, but no, they zeroed in on her ass like right when they showed
having
up.
This kind of mental connection, with that energy,
which is brutal.
And that's the crazy part, like when Zelda tells them, like, well, I think her name was like Tangela or Tangy or something like that. Gina.
I think you're right.
Gina, I believe, something like that. But when she comes in and she's like, essentially saying that your daughter is a beacon of innocence and light,
right?
Like can be so like she can be seen. She's bright.
They see her, right?
Like and essentially, her family created that in her because she's filled with light and love and safety and all these things. Like the love of her family made her a beacon to the other side, and that's like terrifying when you really think about it, because
you want to raise a good kid, not in a terrible household.
Moral of the story is abuse your child.
What was that? I didn't hear it.
Moral of the story is abuse your child.
Abuse your child, that way that the ghosts will leave them alone.
Yeah. That's how you love them, by not loving them. Right?
Yes, right.
I have to do this to you because I love you. I'm so sorry.
Supernatural shit.
Exactly.
The other thing I wanted to bring up was this is the movie, in my opinion, that nailed ectoplasm. You could talk about Ghostbusters, you could talk about other movies. The slimy kind of almost like you couldn't get it almost oily.
Ghostbusters is funny ectoplasm.
It is, and I like it, but this one,
we
like,
got eggs cracking there, we got a steak crawling across the counter.
Right. If there was such a thing, this is the ectoplasm I think that might really exist. Like this or Frighteners, I guess, had a pretty decent ectoplasm situation, but
and it was it was kind of bloody. I felt
it was runny and
red.
Viscous.
I like it was bloody because it comes because I'm putting real life logic into stuff. But
please.
Like
I mean,
because I just see it that way because it's like they're humans, right? They were human spirits. I don't think it should be any otherworldly. It should be red. It should be like them essentially. So them.
Well, and pussy. It's very pussy, like a human body is.
And like I liked that it was red when they came back and she's like, "Wake up, baby! Wake up, baby!" Tell them to wake up, put them in the tub, wake them up, and I was just
and have to get it off of them as well.
Yeah, and she was like rubbing it. I was like, "Somebody wake up, okay? Because I can't take it."
We did all of this and nobody made it out.
Wake up! Yeah. So they did both. Her gasping, her being like, "Hi, Daddy." I was like, "Why are y'all doing this?" Hi. I was like, "This is crazy." But yeah, that was a good thing.
I agree. Any other thoughts on Poltergeist?
They should re-release this in the theater so I can watch it.
Ooh.
I don't know if they are at Regal. They know they're doing the Exorcist.
They've done that in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like relatively recently.
I wasn't aware, Bri. I hadn't watched.
I know.
Hadn't even seen it yet.
I hadn't seen it yet. I'm pretty.
I know they're doing Regal's doing The Exorcist for sure coming up, but I'm not sure about Poltergeist.
Yeah, because I would love to see Poltergeist in on a big screen.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the music
just hit different.
The music's really great in this. It's Jerry Goldsmith.
Yeah,
right.
He did like Star Trek.
Oh, that was. I remember the thing I was gonna say. Wait, like 20 minutes ago. You can tell that Spielberg, as soon as he with ILM, they figured out how to do the light show type stuff from Raiders. He was like, we're using this again, right away. Yeah. And I love that it feels that early 80s techno light show stuff is really great. There's nothing quite like it.
I said that Spielberg kind of did have his hand in this directorially, even though it is directed by Hooper, but I'm curious because we always talk about how when something's written by somebody, when they direct it, it elevates it even more. I would have been curious to see how this would have turned out if Spielberg was the sole director. There was no other. If he could have directed this,
I don't think it would have been as good.
I'm not saying it's like.
Think it would have been as good.
I'm just curious. I think things line up the way they're supposed to line up to get what you get, because if he had directed it, it might not have been this iconic of a film, I
think it would have been funnier and less disturbing is what it boils down to. I think it would have.
And I respect that, I respect that. I was just curious because usually we love it when the person that writes it directs it because it's just better.
Yeah.
But I was
we are talking about Texas Chainsaw meets Steven Spielberg, and I think that's an interesting.
But think about it, in a parallel universe, he did direct this film, and then maybe Hooper directed E.T.
Toby Hooper's E.T. All right. Is that the same universe that is Last Action Hero, where we get to see Sly Stallone play the Terminator?
Yes.
Is the same universe?
This is the same universe in which what's his name? Tom Hiddleston is actually Thor.
So that means that this is actually the same universe where Luthor and Superman switch places, because
yes.
Why do I never remember his name when I want
to? Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult tried to be Superman, and they were like, no, but you can be Luthor. Yeah. Which, of course, that's happened a few times, and I swear every time it happens, it's like the perfect decision, because they're like, no, you're not quite big enough. You don't quite have the curly Q, but you can play the villain. And since you're mad you didn't get the part, you're going to play the villain perfectly. Go for it. So, and I think Holt said that was true about him. All right. So that is, I think, it for Poltergeist. We're going to, of course, rate it. And then we will talk about next week, which I believe next week is Vampire Week. Am I wrong? Next week?
I think so.
Next week?
Yeah. So we're going to be doing Blackula and Sinners together, which will be a blast. Something classic, something modern, all about vampires.
Black vampire.
All right. Black vampire.
All right.
Good point. Lala, you're going to start us off again. Rate some Poltergeist.
I give Poltergeist a solid 9. I just added to my October Halloween list of films to watch. I have added, no offense to The Exorcist, but Poltergeist is on that bad boy.
It made that list. I love it. And I went with Brian.
Yeah. Also a 9.
Also a 9. I love it. It's going to be one of those movies. We've been doing the show so long, we just sync up. It rarely breaks from that. Janine.
Synced up again, 9.
Wow. I'm going to ruin everything, because to me, this is a 10.
It wouldn't be you if you didn't ruin everything.
I know. I'm terrible. I like to ruin everything. No, this is a 10. This is by far and away in my top 5 horror films ever made. This is one of the reasons I was like, wow, you haven't seen this movie. I can't handle this. Like, you have to watch this movie. But it's for all the reasons you guys mentioned and more. A lot of it is still nostalgia. I won't deny that, that there's a lot of nostalgia. I'm trying to find my list. I have it listed as number 3 on my horror movies list.
I don't have nostalgia, and it's amazing. So,
right.
As a person who don't have the nostalgia, if I could just say it's amazing, then y'all are like, and you're bound to be like nostalgia.
it showed these were cans of soda and beer that like you pulled the whole tab off. I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember that crap, but like to me, when I see that in a movie, I'm like, oh, my childhood.
The old TVs just and like cross connecting with the neighbor.
The whole remote thing. That wasn't even, that.
I had a phone that did that. I was like, why am I hearing this conversation right now?
My God. Old technology, man. Some fun stuff.
Well, just the fact that they would like end a broadcast at night.
Yeah, and then it was
like the middle of the night. That's it. Okay. That's like, yeah.
Well, somebody invented cable, of course.
Now it's 24/7, 365. Ain't no broadcast ended nothing. Even if it's a repeat of the thing that just came on, something's going to come on.
Exactly.
It's so annoying.
Right?
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah. Things have changed. All right. Well, like I said, we're going to be doing some more horror, so do pay attention next week for some more horror, and the week after that, and the week after that. And then we will get into the Real Study's favorite childhood films. We're going to do a whole series on each of our favorite films. And we're going to make each other hate each other because we're going to destroy each other's childhoods. But we'll get into that later. You're going to say, La?
I said, I love it. I love that we're going to ruin each other. And it's the greatest thing right now.
I hope we don't. But that said,
I hope we do in the most friendly of ways.
We do. Absolutely. But this has been episode 4 of season 5 of The Real Study. We do appreciate you guys stopping by. Please do follow us everywhere, as Law would say, on every social media platform. We're out there. And we appreciate you guys stopping by. Be safe out there during Halloween. See ya.
Hey.